I'm going to do a time series graph. So you can see right here, make sure you label them. And this only makes sense if you have dates associated with your graph. So you need something, some sort of dated, weather data, for instance. So what I actually have here is my weather data. This is October of 1980 for Wasilla, Alaska high temperatures. And you want something like this. You do want it in date order sorted before you go to make your graph. And I'm going to highlight all my dates. And I'm going to come up here to Insert. I'm going to go here to my line graph, my 2D line graphs, and click on this. And so you can see right now I've got my basic graph here. So I'm going to put in my title. I didn't want to move it. I wanted to write on it. Okay, so October 1980 temperature. So something like this. You can see what my temperature is doing. You can come over here and if you work with the elements, you can change those, expand those out, because right now you can see it's doing every other date. As a note, these are automatically going to go for the year as is. So this says, I put these in, in 2012. So this actually doesn't say 1980, this says 2012. And if you put in the 1980, well, what happened here is it's skipping to that. So just be careful of this. When this matters is if, for instance, you had like December and January dates, it will list, if you put them all in January, it'll list December as the current year. So you do need to be cognizant. If it's all 1 month, it's not going to matter. Like the fact that these are all listing as 2012 doesn't matter, but it could if you go between years. So just a heads up to pay attention to that. If your graph's looking really funky. Then I want to come over here. I'm going to click on my graph and I'm going to click on Chart Tools. Now add chart elements. I want to add my axis title, so primary, horizontal, dates. And that's pretty clear. I probably wouldn't dock if you didn't put that in. But what I do want you to make sure you put in over here is your primary vertical, which is temperature, as this could change depending on what you graphed. And so you can see here there's the October temperatures, and it starts out up here and it's a little bit lower, but it kind of goes up and down. We're not seeing a specific trend of any type, and that's of course what we're using this for, as an idea of looking for trends. But what am I grading on? That everything's labeled. I can see the dates in the bottom. I see at least this vertical label as well as the actual numbers here telling me what it's doing, a main title, and then of course that you've got it graphed correctly.